I have 5 pairs of running shoes.
I have 3 pairs of running shoes. I think I have 1 or 2 pairs of running shoes.
I think for each runner, to determine how many pairs of shoes they should have, it really depends on, I think, the type of running that they do, how often they run, and maybe even like what surfaces they run on. So right now, the total number of running shoes that I have, I would say I'm using really just like 1 right now.
My first pair of running shoes I got to run track when I was a senior in high school, and they were a company that's now called ASICS, used to be called Onitsuka. In the last month or two, I've probably used about probably 10 different pairs of running shoes. Of the 10 or 12 or whatever number of pairs of shoes I have, I give them different initials for my record keeping. And the oldest pair, it just goes by RB, and that's for red and blue. And then the next pair is R yellow, because they are red with a little yellow. And then there's BY for blue and yellow. Then I decided I wanted to have something that helped me figure out how old the shoes were, so I started a different naming thing. I have a black pair that goes K87, and then the next pair is a kind of a bluish cyan, that's CC7. Flaming orange pair is Z48, and then a pair of W68 and H59 is that gray pair. The yellow pair is YA9. That's PB9. The dark blue is TC0, and the light gray is UA1. I don't really have one favorite pair of running shoes, but I do like the colors on some of them. And this white pair with the red and blue trim for the right and left foot, I think is pretty cool. I don't have any particular schedule for how often I run. Some weeks I might only run once or twice. The typical week's probably 4 or 5 times. Once in a while I might run as much as 6 times in a week. I try not to run every day for long periods of time, trying to avoid possible injuries. That's also why I run in so many different shoes, is to help avoid injury. About the time I was running my first marathon, I realized that running the same pair of shoes was not the best thing for my feet and my legs. And then I started with 2 pair, 3 pair, and over the years I've just gotten more and more comfortable, usually having 5 or 6 different pair at least that I can run in. So over the years I've done a lot of odd things when it comes to running. I've done, I think, 3 marathons now, all successfully. That means I finished them. I tend to do well when I have goals, so it might be trying to get down to a certain time for a 5K race, or trying to run a certain distance. Like running all the roads in Bennington this past summer was a goal that I set out just to keep myself running. I'm currently running a half marathon every month. I've been doing that for a little over 4 years. I'm not sure how long that's going to hold out, given that I'm getting older all the time, but so far so good. The amount that you can spend on running shoes can vary quite a bit. It's possible you might be able to get a decent pair for $50 or $60, but probably should plan on spending at least $80 or $90. If you buy a brand new pair that just came out, you might spend $150. I don't do that. Typical running shoe that I have probably cost about $90 to $100. I frequently will buy a model that's 6 months old and save $20 or $30 though. So running shoe will usually last about 300 or 400 miles, but if you switch them, they get a chance to kind of recover. Kind of like your body recovers, shoes will recover also. The foam will expand a little bit more. And you might be able to get over 500 miles out of a pair of shoes. That's a nice thing about having lots of different pair, is that they will actually last longer too. As long as I don't get injured, I plan to keep running, and that means I will continue to buy running shoes, probably about 2 pair a year.